dropping shit at the pilot. Niggas be broken, be sobbing, but still talking shit like they violent. Niggas is broke.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back. Now again, I don't like and I don't really usually do these freestyle videos, but I really did just want to make this one just out of respect, man, just out of respect, because today after school I saw Isaiah Thomas post his Players Tribune article on Instagram, right? And to me, you know, I've been waiting for this. You know, it just feels weird that Isaiah Thomas has been quiet this whole entire time, and I just wanted to hear what he really thought about this whole situation. We've heard from Kyrie, and we've really heard everything from the Celtics side. We really haven't heard anything at all from the Cavaliers side. And now that Isaiah Thomas is on the Cavs, and I guess he counts as part of that Cavaliers side. And I was reading the Players Tribune article, man, and it really just sucks, man. It really does, because I was reading it and everything he said was facts. Everything he said was facts, man, because he has done everything he can for the Celtics, man. He's done everything he can possibly do for the Boston Celtics. All right, if you ask a guy who's 5'9", traded for a bag of chips to come to the Boston Celtics, you know, he's been around a 15-17 point per game score. What do you expect out of him? Let's be real. To be at most a 20 point per game scorer, maybe lead you to the 8th seed at most. Let's be real. Before last year and the year before, let's be real, when Isaiah Thomas came, Boston Celtics fans, anyone, were you really expecting all of this to happen? Where the Celtics get the 1st seed, you know what I mean? Attract Al Horford, attract Gordon Hayward. When Isaiah Thomas came, hell no, no one thought that. And if you did, you were lying. So again, at most people were expecting him to be a 20 points per game scorer, at the most lead us to the 8th seed. But what he did was way more. He overachieved, and I thank Isaiah Thomas for that. He brought life to an historic franchise. Because let's be real here, after the Celtics traded their big three, we were all expecting the Celtics to rebuild for 5 to 7 years and really use those Brooklyn Nets picks, plural, to really build for their future and contend in probably 2022, around there. We were not expecting it to be this quick. And the only reason it's been this quick, let's be real again, is because of Isaiah Thomas. Because Isaiah Thomas, when he first came, the Celtics were at the bottom of the East. They were projected to be a lottery team again. But he came and became instantly a 6th Man of the Year candidate and carried the Celtics to the 7th seed in the East. Now, I know it's the weak East, I know. But here's the thing, in that weak East, the Celtics were one of the worst teams. And you got 5'9" Isaiah Thomas coming here, and he simply carried that team to the playoffs. And most of the time, he was still actually coming off the bench, which was amazing. So I really commend Isaiah Thomas for that. And then in the playoffs, we faced the Cavs for the first time since 2010, I'm pretty sure. Since the last time LeBron left Cleveland. And again, it was just, I mean, what else could you have asked Isaiah Thomas to do? What else could you have asked a little man to do? He did everything he can. He really did. And even though we got swept, it started a fuel, it started a fire that the Celtics have been needing since the big three left. And then the year after, you know, it was all about making improvements. It was all about being contenders in the East. And I think, again, Isaiah Thomas led the Celtics to overachieve. He was the engine. You know, although we finished as a 6th seed, people forget it was a 4-way tie for the 3rd seed. And most of the season, the Celtics actually held that 3rd seed. So in my opinion, we were the 3rd seed. It was just a couple of, you know, head-to-head matchups that really got us the 6th seed, or maybe it was the 5th. Now, it might have been the 5th, but nonetheless, you know, it was Isaiah Thomas who led us to that position, and it was amazing. And I remember against that Hawks series, we were down 0-2, and it looked like we were gonna get swept again. You know what I mean? It's been 2 years the Celtics have been into the playoffs, and we have not won a single game, and we've been blown out basically every single game. But here comes Isaiah Thomas, right? And I believe Avery Bradley and Jay Crowder were injured in that series as well. I don't think Avery Bradley came, but Jay Crowder did, and he wasn't fully healthy. Same thing with Kelly Olynyk, correct me if I'm wrong. And with the Hawks, again, this wasn't the 2015 Hawks, but they were still a really good team, one of the best defensive teams in the league. And with that defense really collapsing and really focusing on just Isaiah Thomas, 5'9" Isaiah Thomas, the man dropped 42 points. 42 points on, I believe, what, 50-60% shooting from the field. And it's moments like that that's just, it's just, you know, it's just undescribable how he does it. And a night in and night out, Isaiah Thomas has given the Celtics and the Celtics fans something to watch. And I really thank him for that, because you know we could have easily been like the Magic right now, you know, just watching other teams succeed and really looking at a guy like Marcus Smart, hoping he becomes something even close to what Isaiah has been the last 2-3 years, just hoping, you know what I mean? It's just crazy what Isaiah Thomas has done. And then we know the year after, 2017, the man went berserk, averaged what, 27, 28, maybe 29 points per game, led the Celtics to the first seed. And again, I don't care if it's the East, because if it was that easy, the fucking Wizards would have done it, the Raptors would have done it, you know what I mean? If it was that easy, right? If it was that easy, the Raptors would have done it, the Bucks would have done it. But no, it was the Celtics, led by 5'9" Isaiah Thomas. And we all know what happened leading up to the playoffs. Isaiah Thomas's sister died, rest in peace again, and he played. And I think, honestly, I've never seen in my life anything more courageous than that. I've never. You know, maybe Willis Reed when he got injured, but I think this is better. I think, honestly, this is better. I won't say better, but I think it's more impressive, because I don't know about you, but if something like that happened to me, I wouldn't be calling anyone, you know what I mean? I wouldn't be texting, I wouldn't be watching TV, I'd probably just stay in my room for a couple days. But this man laced his shoes up, came out on the Boston floor and played. Period. I don't even care about the result, man. I don't even care. And even at that, he still dropped 30 that game, if y'all remember. His first shot, the crowd went berserk. And again, this man has been giving Celtics fans joy night in and night out for the past 2 to 3 years. And for something like this to happen to that guy, you know, we were all behind him. And throughout this whole journey, you know, it's just, we've supported Isaiah Thomas and we've loved him. But then this trade happened. It's just, you know, a part of the NBA, you know, I've made a couple videos in the past really hating on Kevin Durant, right? I'm just like, fuck KD, you know what I mean? Why would he do that? That's just a pussy move. You know, I made those videos. But now looking back, I kind of understand where he's coming from. And I wish I could go back and really not hate on KD as much. I really wish I could do that, because it just shows the reality of loyalty in sports and in the NBA. Because a guy like Isaiah Thomas, who overachieved, who proved everyone wrong, who put his blood, sweat, and tears on the floor night in and night out for one team, who took pay cuts, who accelerated the rebuilding process. He can just be traded like that in a snap. And basically what I've learned throughout this whole process is I kind of get and I kind of respect moves like what KD did, because, you know, back then I was really being disrespectful to it. But now I kind of get his perspective, you know what I mean? If a team doesn't make you happy, if you're playing there and there's so much drama and, you know, there's so much distractions and you're really not happy there, and you think you'd be happy playing for, let's say, the Warriors, even though they're the best team in the league and you are the second best player, I really understand where you're coming from now. I really do. Because let's say you stay loyal to a team, you do everything for them, you know, you want to be there. They can just trade you just like that. And all your hard work would have just gone to waste. Even though you really wanted to stay there, they would have, you know, it would have just gone to waste. But this isn't about the business. This isn't about me understanding moves and really respecting players, really controlling their future. This really isn't about that. This video is basically just to thank Isaiah Thomas. That's all it is, man. That's all it is. So again, I just want to say thank you, Isaiah Thomas, for giving us the best past 3 years a Celtics fan could ask for in terms of compared to what we were actually supposed to be doing. Thank you for that. And again, you know, Al Horford wouldn't be here without Isaiah Thomas. And I know Gordon Hayward came here primarily more to Brad Stevens and Isaiah Thomas. But I think if Isaiah Thomas wasn't here and we weren't the first seed in the East and we weren't a top seed in the East, I don't care if Brad Stevens is on the team. I don't think Gordon Hayward considers the Celtics. So without Isaiah Thomas, there wouldn't be Gordon Hayward. And without Isaiah Thomas, this past trade wouldn't have gone through. So without Isaiah Thomas, there's also no Kyrie Irving. At the end of the day, without Isaiah Thomas, the current Celtics we see now, from top to bottom, does not exist. And you know, I just want to say thank you, man. Even though you're on the Cavs, even though you're on the rival team, if you guys beat the Celtics, obviously I'd be a little sad because, you know, I'm a Celtics fan first. But if the Cavs are in the finals again, you're damn right I'm rooting for the Cavs. And it's not even because I want LeBron to really beat the Warriors. I also want that to happen. But it's because I feel like Isaiah Thomas, again, it's just another year where he has a chip on his back, where he has to prove people wrong, where people say you can't win with a 5'9" point guard as your starting point guard. It's just another year of that. And I really want Isaiah Thomas to shut everyone up. I really do. I really do. I want him to shut everyone up, man, because that man has the heart of a champion. I know this shit is hella corny, man, but that's really how I feel. I feel like he's definitely a championship caliber player. We all know, at least most people think, that he can't be the best player on a championship team. But guess what? He's not in this situation. He has LeBron James on his side. He has Kevin Love on his side. And I think, to me, this is probably the perfect situation for Isaiah Thomas to win a ring. And hopefully he can capitalize on it. Again, Isaiah Thomas, thank you for everything you've done for the Celtics. And good luck in your journey in the future, man. I'm going to still be rooting for you. Obviously, I'm going to be rooting for the C's first. But besides that, I'm going to be rooting for Isaiah Thomas. Even though he's not on the Celtics, he really has become my favorite player in the league by far. But with that being said, man, I hope you all enjoyed this video. And I am out. Peace.